Good morning, algebra students. It's another day of inequalities. Before you start today's lesson, I want you to pull up the worksheet, the practice homework worksheet today, and have that ready so you can reference some of these problems. Okay, so just as a warm-up, here's an inequality with variables on both sides. Remember, move the smaller variable first. What do I mean? I mean minusing 2x from both sides, and that gives you 4x minus 5, the less than symbol, make sure you're not writing equal to's, and then a 1. Okay? Then add 5, okay? So you have 4x is less than 6. Divide by 4. Think to yourself, am I dividing by a negative? I am not. So that's 6 over 4. It is also 3 over 2, or 1.5. Okay? Just a nice little warm up. Make sure your variable's on the left side as well. Okay, so now we're going to do some from that worksheet. So we will actually be doing some of the problems you're expected to do on your practice. Okay, so number 2 from the worksheet. Again, look, what's the smaller variable? The smaller variable is that 3. It's getting subtracted. So now let's add it. Okay, that makes that go away. So you have 10 is greater than or equal to 8x plus 26. Okay, then you're going to minus 26 from both sides. Again, make sure you have your calculator if you need it. So this becomes negative 16 is greater than or equal to 8x. Okay, now we're going to divide by 8. And think, do I need to flip the sign? No, the number I'm dividing by is a positive 8. So the one thing I need to notice, though, is that I need the variable on the left and the number on the right, and the alligator's eating the negative 2. Okay, so make sure you have that. If you have questions, let me know. Are you ready to do the next one? Okay, this one's number 7. Okay, now here's the one thing. When you distribute that, you're actually distributing a negative 3. Be careful and make this plus a negative 1. So you have 8 plus a negative 12x plus, now be careful, a negative 3 times a negative 1 is a positive. And then I just copy the rest down. Okay, now combining like terms, 8 and 3 gives me 11 plus a negative 12x is less than or equal to negative 49. Okie dokie, so far so good. Okay, now I'm going to minus 11. Okay, let's make that go away, and I have negative 12x is less than or equal to negative 60. And I'm going to divide by a negative 12, and I have to think to myself, do I need to flip the sign? Yes, because I'm dividing by a negative. So the sign now is facing the opposite way, still with the or equal to part. And when I divide that in my calculator, I just get 5. Okay, be careful. Okay, number 10. Here's the tricky part to number 10. This is really a negative 1 you are distributing. Change those signs. Okay, so 14 plus 9t times negative 1 is negative 9t, plus negative 1 times negative 2 is a positive 2. If you want to, this negative t, make it a negative 1t so you don't forget how many t's are really being represented. Okay, now 14 plus 2 is 16, just combining like terms and copying the rest down. Okay, I'm going to move the smaller t, which is -9. So I'm going to add 9t. Okay, so you have 16 is greater than or equal to 8t plus 30. Okay, now I'm going to minus 30 to both sides. Okay, and when I do 16 minus 30, I get -14 is greater than or equal to 8t. Okay, I'm dividing by 8, and I'm dividing by a +8. Okay, so 14 divided by 8 is -1.75 is less than or equal to t. Okay, but remember, the t needs to be on the left, the -1.75 needs to be on the right, needs to be eating the number. Now, if I need to instead make that a mixed number, I know -1 and I know 75.75 is the same as 3/4. So just something to notice. You could have taken it from here as well and just reduced it and made it a mixed number if you wanted to. Okay, one more. So now we're going to double distribute. So we're going to distribute that, and we're going to distribute that -1 here as well. Okay, so we have 35t plus a -28, be careful, that was a -4, plus a -2 plus a -15t is less than 60. Okay, now I have a 35t and I have a -15t. When I combine those, I get 20t plus, now I have -28 plus a -2, and that gives me a -30. I just combine like terms. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to add 30 to both sides. Okay. And I have 20t is less than 90. And then when I divide by 20, I'm dividing by a +20. So that's really 90 divided by 20. My calculator is 4.5. Variables on the left, 4.5 is the same as 4 1/2. So depending which way you want to write it. Okie dokie. So hopefully that helps with some of the problems. You might want to go back and write down the work so you have all of the work on the worksheet. Okay, we got a lot of this worksheet done. Okay, make sure you check the rest of it in Schoology and take the quiz. Have a great day. Let me know if you have questions, because remember, we have our test on Friday.